Hey everyone, I was reading a couple of the comments about that last video I put up, and I have to agree, maybe there isn't anything we can actually do to stop them from passing SOPA. But in my opinion, if the government had its way back in 1985 or 82, they would not make the internet like it is now. There are probably people in the government right now probably really, really upset of what's going on the internet right now. Talking about Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Block TV, and a whole other range of social networking that people can connect with other people. So I think that if the government had its crystal ball back in 1980s, they would probably make the internet a lot different than it is now. It would probably be a system that you log in and you probably get to government sites. You could probably get to something.gov, and that would be the only thing you'd be able to get to or something, or these businesses. And through those businesses, you could probably pick up, oh, I don't know, like we do today over CNN, that's all watched and filtered. You could probably pick up, if it was up to them, probably weather, news, sports, and they'll be loaded with ads. It would probably be loaded with a whole bunch of ads and stuff. But it's not like that because the internet is a free, open network that anybody can say anything about any topic. And there's no restrictions really, except for a couple of instances. If you're going to do something stupid like if you're going to threaten the president or threaten an institution, then the government probably will be knocking on your door in about a day or two. But I am very aware that the internet is being monitored. That I'm sure of. In fact, when I'm in my blog TVs, I'm nearly 100% sure that there are people from the government watching nearly every blog TV if possible, or listening in to certain rooms. And sometimes I wonder when Block TV goes down, was that an accident, or actually did they actually intentionally do that somehow? But I just want to tell you a story about my uh, the history of how I got into computers because it's important to explain why I think the government had absolutely no idea what we have now. When I got into computers back in 1985, I believe it was, I was in high school still. I think it was the last year of high school I was in. They were giving out two courses. You had to take two extra courses for the credits. And the two courses were typing and computers. Now, typing everybody knew. So everyone looked at typing as a good way to get a job, typing skills. Computers, there was like something so alien, it wouldn't even be thought of. First, no one had a computer. Second, no one knew what a computer was really, knew how to run it. There was no hard drives. We didn't know how to run a hard drive. Memory, we had no idea what that was. It was just an an unfathomable thing why people would need a computer. So I sat down in the supposed typing class that I chose to go to, and I actually was in the wrong class. I was in the computers class. So when I finally figured out I was in the wrong class, I went to stand up, and the teacher actually stopped me and goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to computers. I'm going to typing 101. I'm in the wrong class." He goes, "No, you're not." He goes, "There's no future in typing." He goes, "I think you should stay." He goes, do yourself a favor and goes and stay. And after this class, if you still decide to leave, then you're welcome to leave. But there is no future in typing. Typing is history. Typing in a few years will be gone. And everyone was like looking at this teacher like, is he crazy? Why in the world would anyone want a computer? Of course, later on, I got interested in computers because I was listening to a couple of classes, and I got more and more interested in what he had to say and how the computer worked. And back then, it was the TRS-80, I believe he had on the in the classroom, and I got interested in it so much that I actually ended up buying one, and it was like $800 back then for a 16 kilobits of memory, no color, just a monochrome screen, no sound, no internet, No browser. It had absolutely nothing, no hard drive. It was very minimal. You even had to write your own programs in BASIC. I think it was called QBasic back then. And I did pretty well back then. I don't remember too much of the programming language right now. The print, and you had format, you had all these different commands you had to use. But um, back then, no one had any idea of what the internet would be. In fact, it was so crazy back then. I remember a time, and this was like social networking back then, that there was this Vidtex software, and you took this disk and you were able to, it was a communication software, and it was called CB something, CB Simulator or something, and you typed in something. I was typing in just random stuff. It was like, hello, and is anyone there? And I actually got a response. And I thought it was actually a computer program actually being able to talk to you and simulate a conversation. And to my amazement, it was actually somebody else on the other end on the same network talking to me. And that's when I realized how big that this could be. So it was very limited. And then we got into CompuServe and the network of CompuServe back then. And you had text, but you could shop and you could look up stuff, and a very limited text-based system. So why I'm telling you this, guys, without rambling on, is if the government knew and saw in a crystal ball back then what we would have today, they would have restructured the internet the way they see fit. We would have a system probably, much like we did back then, on a limited basis with probably .gov websites, or you would only be able to connect to certain sites, certain networks, which were government controlled. It would not be as open as it is today, with all the openness and wide variety of social networks. I'm sure the people in the government right now probably kicking themselves, saying, "Oh my God, well look what we created. Look, look what happened. Look what was created. This is terrible. We have to stop this." And they're trying every way to stop it. And maybe I agree with some people. There is no way to stop it. Writing your congressman is as stupid as the idea I had, writing the White House and telling you your grievances you had with anything you were against. Just putting a picture in an envelope and having your grievances, uh, you know, listened to. They don't listen. They don't listen, guys. You know, I gave up on that idea a long time ago. I really did. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing anyone can do except, like I said, when the shit hits the fan, people are going to be rioting and fighting back. And maybe it'll take the shutdown of parts of the internet to do that. Who knows? But I just thought I would tell you my ideas on that. So yeah, maybe there isn't anything we can do, but it's much worse if no one ever even signs the petition. So that's why I wanted to what I wanted to address right now. Anyway, the news. Getting into the news, the only thing in the news right now is seems North Korea is tested a missile test. So they're flexing their muscles and showing they're big and powerful by this missile test. And it seems like the military now is in control of things over there. I'm sure that's not a good thing. So I'm watching that very carefully. Take it easy, people. Be well. Bye.